Today we will be painting this simple silhouette of Durdle Door in Dorset. First of all, I'm mixing two versions of Winsor Blue and Paynes Grey for the sky, with the bottom one being weaker, and the top one in fact has some alizarin crimson added, just a small amount. Having mixed the paints, I'm showing you on a little test card how their intensity is of each one, lighter and darker. Then something like a number 12 brush will do, whatever you have available, as a round brush. Clear water over the whole of the sky area, going right over the Durdle Door rocks. That won't matter. They're going to be silhouetted at a later stage. And bring that water down to the pencil line. Okay. Then we can start adding some of the dark colors. First of all, the lighter version. Start in the corner and each corner at the top, and then just slowly drag some of that across without having to dip back into the pigment, so that you get quite a nice light finish, leaving that light area in the middle. And it doesn't matter if it streaks down a little bit, don't worry about that. The board is at a slope, sloping from top to bottom, block of wood at the top of my paint surface, about 10-15 degrees. So I've now resorted to a smaller brush. You can use something like a number 6, whatever you have. And I'm laying down that darker version into the lighter version. So lots of wet in wet going on. If you're collecting quite a bit of water at the bottom near the pencil line, just mop it up with tissue, as you saw me do. Then I'm just intensifying the darker version a little bit more. The three colors, the Winsor Blue, the Paynes Grey, alizarin crimson. And just darkening that up so that I can intensify those darks. But once again, very much leaving that light area in the middle. And you can see I tend to work from the outside in. I don't go backwards, forwards, which would make it muddy and disjointed and so forth. So that's nicely fusing in. Just making sure I've got the intensity correct. And have tissue to hand so that if necessary, you can wipe off some of the pigment if you have too much, so that you can maintain control. And then dry that off with the hairdryer, and as you can see, it's much lighter. Then clear water again over the whole of the bottom section of the painting, pencil line downwards. And then our weak version, first of all, and wanting again to leave the light area in the middle. There will be shadows, of course, later from the Durdle Door rocks, so we'll come on to that later. I won't try and drop them in at this stage. There are different ways of doing it, but I think we'll do it the easy way today. We'll drop those in later. And here, because we're dealing with the ocean, we want horizontal strokes of our brush as much as possible to indicate the ripples of the water, just slightly indicating them. Dry that off with the hairdryer, and then our most intense mix for the rocks. And start at the top. I'm using a number 6 brush. Start at the very top with the most intense mix, and then you'll see we can lighten underneath that later and let it fuse together. And now we're getting a nice contrast going on. that silhouette that we're aiming for is really working now. So this is a nice, simple, easy painting, good practice for wet in wet. Nothing too complicated in terms of drawing. And just come down to the pencil line. And I just dipped into the slightly weaker version now and marrying the two together. And this will dry lighter, as I always mention, the pigments dry lighter. So bear that in mind. You might think to yourself, oh, that's so stark. But we do want it quite stark because it's a silhouette, but it will dry lighter. Now, whilst it's wet, I'm dropping in some of those darks even more at the top and then dry that off with the hairdryer. Now we're doing a lifting technique with a flat brush and water on it along that horizon line where the pencil line is. Run the water along with the flat brush. You can even dig in a little bit because the paper is robust enough, and then lift with tissue. Now I've dipped into the lighter version of our mix with a flat brush for the reflections from the rocks. Quite easy, simple. This is an easier way of doing those reflections. And then, because we have a little bit of the beach, on this occasion, we got a mixture of yellow ochre, Winsor yellow, light red, and just indicating at the very bottom there, some sand for the beach. Start with the light version, as usual. Nothing complicated, just straight across. I've got it sloping a little bit higher on the left, lower on the right, which is done on purpose. And that's how the beach is anyway. And then you can see I've added a little bit more of the light red for the very bottom section of that sandy beach. Dry that off once again, much lighter. And then there are a few little rocks and pebbles where the ocean meets the beach. And so we're indicating those. That adds a nice little touch of light and dark. And it's there anyway. So just do those. And as you can see, we're well through this little tutorial. A minimalist, really. A nice, simple, easy one to do as a practice. Just a very small piece of paper as well. You know, something like a 5x7 would be enough. And you can tape it down at the edges, of course, because it's 140-pound Boahong on this occasion. So just finishing off there, you could use quite a small brush if you wish for that. And here we do have the finished painting. I think it's quite effective and you can learn from that. Please have a go at it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.